I'm making a dinner inspired by a recent trip to Alsace, France, and that paired with some delicate white wines should make for some interesting conversation around the table with our friends Tom and Anna. For desserts, I'll serve my pain d'épices, beautiful spice bread with some ripe cheese. The entree is the choucroute garni, packed with different sausages and smoked pork chop and tons of sauerkraut. But to start the evening off, I have to make Tarte Flambe, and this is the Alsatian version of pizza. And it does start with an easy pizza-like dough. I just have a cup of warm water and a little instant yeast in here, and I just let it sit for a few minutes until it's foamy. And this little step, because it's instant yeast, actually saves me about 40 minutes in proofing action. This dough only takes 20 minutes to rise. Just add a cup and a half of all-purpose flour and half a cup of pastry flour. Pastry flour has a lower protein content, so it's more tender. That's why it's so great in cakes, but it also makes for a tender and crispy crust too. A teaspoon of salt. I use this recipe when I want to make homemade pizza in a hurry. Now that the dough's just come together, knead it gently for a moment, just to bring it together. Because I'm rolling it flat, I don't have to knead it for a long time like you do bread dough. In Alsace, you can order your tarte flambe with many different toppings, just like you do pizza. But tonight I'll be serving the original, the basic, and it's got 3 simple ingredients: bacon, sour cream, and onion. 3 simple flavors work beautifully with white wine, whether it's a Riesling, a Pinot Gris, or a Gewürztraminer. And I've got a little trick I actually picked up from Michael. Sometimes when I put bacon on pizza, it's either undercooked and it's kind of greasy, or I crisp it up too much and then it burns. By blanching the bacon in cold water, bringing it up to a boil, and then draining it, draws out excess fat and salt, and then it crisps up beautifully when it cooks in the oven on top of the tarte flambe. As soon as this comes up to the boil, I'll drain it, set aside the bacon, and then I have all my ingredients ready to assemble the tarte flambe. The dough looks great. In 20 minutes, it doesn't double up in size, but I just need it to relax enough so it's easy to roll. I'll make 4 tarte flambes. They only take, between 8 and 10 minutes in the oven. Try and roll it as thin as I can. In a rectangle shape. Place it on my parchment sheet. First goes on a thin layer of sour cream. Spread it right to the edges. Just a light sprinkling of sliced onion. In the hot oven, it caramelizes just a little bit on top. And then the blanched bacon. Now, because of the blanching, the bacon is fully cooked. It just has to crisp up. Just a little salt and pepper. And I'll just set these aside until Tom and Anna arrive, and then I'll pop them into a really hot oven.